The reason for urgency here, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has been preparing a large-scale invasion into Rafah in southern Gaza as he calls for the destruction of Hamas. But if you're Hamas and you're seeing these protests going on college campuses, not just here in the U.S., but also in Europe, while Netanyahu is taking the heat in the court of world opinion, why wouldn't Hamas hold out for an even better deal? Well, with us now for more on all this is Israeli government spokesperson David Mencer. Thank you so much for being here. We just heard Secretary Blinken say this is an extraordinarily generous offer from Israel and urging Hamas to take it and quickly. Do you think they will?
So, Elizabeth, thank you for having me join you. Look, our war aims remain the same. Top of them, of course, is to get our 133 hostages back. You're right that none of those protesters across the US, I never saw one sign saying bring those people back to their families, which is an outrage, which shows you what they're all about. The second war aim, of course, is to destroy Hamas both politically and militarily as well. And the third one is to ensure that Gaza can never again form a threat to Israel or any of the civilized world again. Look, experience has shown us that again and again and again, these international protests, whether on US college campuses, whether on the streets of London or Paris, or even in the United Nations, they simply embolden the terrorists. They strengthen their opinion, they double down, and they walk away from any possible negotiated settlement, which means bringing our people home. So we keep going. And isn't it funny, Elizabeth, isn't it strange that on the eve, potentially, as we gather our forces together to take out those last 4 or 5 Hamas battalions, suddenly Hamas are releasing videos. Well, you know, it's almost as if what we've been saying is true, that it's sustained military pressure, harsh military pressure against Hamas. That's what produces.
You know, I was going to ask you about that. 2 videos in a week. Hamas hasn't done that since they took all these hostages. I mean, it appears they are trying to pressure Netanyahu and Israel by you know, obviously upsetting all the families. We saw more protests in Israel over the weekend. You've seen all the college protests here in the U.S. and in Europe. What do you think is the strategy that led Hamas to release these 2 videos, as awful as they were to see?
Well, Elizabeth, it's sustained military pressure. That's what's producing results. That's what's produced results in the past when we got back 123 of our hostages in November, and that's what it looks like. That's what produces results now. It's not kind diplomacy. It's not sending an email. If only it would be that simple. It's the threat. It's the noose tightening around Hamas's neck. You know, Hamas for us is not a faraway land of which we know little. It's right on our doorstep. It's tens of meters away from our communities. We can't leave these 4 or 5 battalions standing, because they'll simply regroup and they'll retake Gaza again and they'll attack us again. And the reason we say that, Elizabeth, is because that's precisely what they tell us. We're going for total victory, and for that, there is wall-to-wall support in this country.
Okay, I want to switch gears just a little bit. Saudi Prince MBS said today that an agreement to normalize relations with Israel was, quote, very, very close, but there must be a creation of a Palestinian state. Normalized relations with Saudi Arabia would be huge for Israel. So far, we haven't heard any concession from Prime Minister Netanyahu about a Palestinian state. Can he move on this in order to get this very important diplomatic relationship with the Saudis underway?
So, of course, just a little look back at very recent history shows you that the reason that we had this 7th of October attack, you don't need an analyst to tell you, is that we were so close to that Saudi deal, and that's what Iran feared the most, which is why they unleashed their proxies, Hamas, and attacked us. So we know what's going on here. Iran are against freedom, they're against democracy, they're against any sort of coexistence in this region. They're an Islamic fundamentalist regime running their terror proxies in Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, of course. Look, when it comes to a potential deal with the Palestinians, the Prime Minister, and I think, again, there is wall-to-wall consensus for this across this country, We want to give the Palestinians all the right to govern themselves, but here's the one right they can't have. They will not have a right to attack us, to jeopardize our security. So yes, we'll always be in favor of Palestinian self-determination to be able to run their own affairs, but we'll never be in favor of them having the ability to attack us. And leaving Hamas in Rafah or anywhere in Gaza means that they will continue to attack us. And that's one thing which we're going for, total victory.
All right, David Mencer, going to be a crucial, critical week this week in Saudi Arabia and other Gulf nations. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.